episode 6 of the Socially Distant Science and Adventure video series that we're doing here with the Saginaw Basin Lion Conservancy. I hope this message finds you well, safe and sound, and not going too stir crazy in your house. What we want to do today is show you a couple of unconventional, off the beaten path kind of places to go for a hike outdoors while remaining socially distant in this unusual time. So Trevor went out, I think last week, and he hit a couple of places that you may not even know about. One is the Joseph Sainel Trail in Hampton Township. This is a really cool trail I'll tell you about in a second. And the other one was the Crow Island State Game Area. So these are not locations that probably get a lot of traffic. People don't think about them. In fact, both times when Trevor was out there, it looked like he was pretty much on his own with just Erica with him with the camera. So, you know, my wife and son and I went to Etobicoke just before the real heavy-duty lockdown that went into place here in Michigan. And there were a lot of cars there, like tons of cars. In fact, the gates were closed and there were cars parked up and down the road. So we decided not to go there just because there was a lot of people and we were trying to avoid people. So, you know, we wanted to get outdoors, go for a hike, and just kind of thought, boy, where could we go? Well, Trevor was way ahead of us. So the Hampton Township Trail that we're talking about, the Joseph Sainel Trail, is named after noted regional conservationist and bird watcher extraordinaire Joseph Sainel, who sadly passed away a couple of years ago. But this trail was named in his honor. This trail is, I think it's about 2.5 miles from one end to the other out there in Hampton Township. And it's right along the bay, although it's inland just a little bit, and there's some woodlands and a lot of phragmites, unfortunately, along the waterline. So you do get some peaks right at the lake, but for the most part, you're kind of nestled in the woods and that. But it's a nice even surface crushed gravel trail, and one that I like quite a bit. So round trip, you know, from one end to the other is about a 5-mile hike or run. So I would encourage you to check that out. It's nice and wide too, easy to remain socially distant from other people. The other one that he and Erica went and checked out was the Crow Island State Game Area, and this is an area that is reserved largely for waterfowl habitat and waterfowl hunting in season. But right now it's a neat place to go for a walk. You can walk up and down the dikes, you can look at the ponds, and you're going to see a little bit from the field from him. It was a little windy both times he was out there, so please forgive a little bit of the wind noise. We're going to be working on that kind of stuff. Again, this is a little DIY video series, so our production quality might not be quite network news, but we're doing the best that we can. So yeah, I've got a couple more coming. I'm going to do, I think, at least a 2-part, if not a 3-part series on nature photography coming up, but that's taken me a little bit longer to put together. I'm setting up a studio space downstairs in my basement, and I'm going to show you the equipment that I use to get photographs you know, that a lot of people seem to like on social media, and some of the video content I've gotten before. So anyway, that's coming pretty soon. I'm going to do landscape photography and show how I use filters and you know, large resolution camera and all that stuff to get some neat landscape photos. And then also I'm going to go through how to use a telephoto lens to isolate nature in the wild. So I'll have a lot of examples of nature photos there, but I think I'll probably put some time and energy into doing a little bit longer format. So I think that'll be like probably a 3-part series. Anyway, that's about it. I think we're going to have a couple more like, you know, in the house kind of things coming up, and we'll get those out to you too. But yeah, in the meantime, enjoy this little series. I hope you learn a little bit about 2 new places to go for a hike where you can almost certainly be totally by yourself and have hundreds of acres of nature to just you. So keep your chin up. We'll see you out there soon. Thanks.
Hi, this is Trevor Edmonds, the SPLC's Director of Land Protection. Today I'm out at the Joseph M. Sainel Nature Trail, which is right out in Hampton Township, just outside of Bay City. This trail is a really great place to get outside and enjoy a nice hike in the woods. As you can see with the very convenient diagram here, you just park right in the parking lot of right here is the Hampton Township transfer station, also known as the dump for people that live out here. I grew up in the township, so we used to come out here a lot, but this is a really nice trail and park that the township has. You just park here and walk right down to the end of Knight Road, about 200 yards, and the trailhead is just at the end on your right. It's a great place to go for a bird hike. It is part of the Saginaw Bay Birding Trail, which I mentioned in one of our earlier films about birding and bird identification. So yeah, we're going to take a walk and kind of show you around and just give you an idea of the lay of the land. So thanks. Alright, so here we are. We're out on the trail now, and as you can kind of see behind me, it's a pretty developed forest out here. It's mostly a mix of deciduous trees. There are some pockets of conifers here and there, some white pines, red pines, a few cedar here and there, but for the most part it's a mix of deciduous trees. And I'll actually flip the camera around quick here. You can also see that it's right along the shoreline of the Saginaw Bay, which is much closer now due to the high Great Lakes water levels. And there's actually quite a variety of waterfowl that have made their way back to the area as well. So just walking today, we were able to see Canada geese, mallards, hooded mergansers, ringneck ducks, common goldeneyes, and we've heard a lot of other birds as well, downy woodpeckers. We saw a northern harrier fly over. So you never know what you're going to see out here. So if you do come out, bring your binoculars. It's definitely a good idea. But yeah, it's a great resource right out here in Hampton Township. You can get on the trail right at the end of Knight Road, but then it does run east over to the end of Finn Road, and you can actually take it west over to the end of Jones Road as well. So check it out if you've never been out here before. It's pretty infrequently visited actually. I've been out here quite a bit and seldomly see another person, to be honest. So you can definitely socially distance yourself out here for sure. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Right now, I am at the Crow Island State Game Area. This game area is owned by the State Department of Natural Resources. It's operated by the DNR's Wildlife Division, and this site is located between Bay City and Saginaw. It's a site that's managed mostly for waterfowl hunting, but it is open to the public to walk on the dike trails that are out here, which is what we're on right now. The site that we're at is part of the eastern unit of the game area, and you can actually access it by, it's right off of M13, just north of where the Zilwaukee Bridge crosses over 13. There's a small pull-off area on the east side of the road, and you can park there and walk along this dike trail. And we're actually on a portion of the trail where you can get some really nice views of two big pools, open water wetland areas. And this is a good time of the year to come out, and especially if you have a pair of binoculars or a spotting scope. A lot of waterfowl congregate here as they're migrating through the area. Today we've seen Canada geese, northern shovelers, ringneck ducks, mallards, wood ducks, and also common mergansers as well. So it's a really interesting spot to come out to, and actually you probably won't really be able to make it out too much with the camera we have, but off in the distance north of where we're standing, there's a great blue heron rookery, which essentially is a collection of great blue heron nests, and they're often there's a stand of dead trees that are on the west side of this open water wetland here. But if you look, you can kind of just make out these collections of sticks that are the nests up in the tops of the trees. And looking through our binoculars, we were able to see a few great blue herons out there as well. So if you're looking for a place that isn't frequented very much and just want to get out for a walk, Crow Island State Game Area is a nice place to check out. So yeah, just right along M13, about a 5-10 minute drive from Bay City, even shorter for those of you that are living in Saginaw. So come on out, check it out, and thanks again for tuning in.